when you had a shitty day, nothing's going right. Waking up to a class or job that you never liked. Take a moment, breathe, sit back, be a weeb. May not be as bad as it all seems. It's all the same, it's all the same.
It's all the same, it's all the same.
It's all the same, it's all the same. It's all the same, it's all the same. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Band Podcast. My name is Gray.
And this is Blue, and this is Bluest.
Hey.
With month 17, episode 16.
16 episodes. This is good. Last time was our public episode.
This one's going to be a private one.
Yeah, this one's for subs. So we have a lot of things to talk about. A lot of questions. Thank you guys so much for the subs, for asking the questions. We'll try and get through as many as we can again on this podcast. But before that, this month was pretty huge when it came to games.
Death Stranding came out. That was the biggest thing for me.
We got to talk about Death Stranding. We definitely had to talk about Death Stranding.
Oh my god, yeah.
And of course, recently I've been on that the Pokemon binge.
Non-stop Pokemon, yep.
Absolutely insane. It actually made me think it's pretty rare that I play a game on stream. So hopefully we can talk about what that's like, or what that was like for me. Just the things that I felt. It's very different. I streamed some games like Kingdom Hearts, Neo back in the day,
yeah.
But
this is actually kind of your first time streaming like a game for more than a day.
Yeah,
I think. I mean,
consecutively.
I know you did stream Kingdom Hearts for a bit, but a lot of times it was either like you were alone or, it wasn't really, I guess, recent. So
I took a huge, I would play a lot of it off stream because it was a challenge to get through all the games. So there's no way that I could have done that without taking a huge chunk of stream time for if I had streamed every bit of the way. I think I barely streamed Chain of Memories.
Yeah, I think you just flew through most of them.
In KH3, I finished it before it got released.
Yeah, and I think you streamed it once, and then you ended up playing it off stream. So so
terrible streamer, pretty much. Yeah.
So what was it like finally being, I guess, switching roles, because you were in my seat, I suppose, for a few streams.
We got Death Stranding, and that's a single player game, play wise. Although you do play with people online, so it's not a game that I'm actually playing. It's just a game. I'm kind of in the kind of the same as chat almost. I'm watching the game happen, but I get to see your live reaction. I know when you're very excited about something, and it's feeding off that, plus this whole new world that's just so different from all the other games that we've played, and it's very refreshing. But for Pokemon, it was a game. So we didn't even plan to get Pokemon. I think we told people hey, we're probably not going to get it for a bit. We're gonna kind of lay low on this one, and then we went to Shinjuku.
Yep.
To try to get your Death Stranding stuff, your merchandise, which you could not get, unfortunately. We're gonna try again tomorrow. But and we're like, hey, we should just check it out. And then they had the dual pack, and we're like, you know what? We're probably gonna play it anyways. Let's just get it. And holy crap, did we get sucked into that? And I suggested, I was like, hey, I really like this game. Would you mind if I stream it? And you were like, yeah, you should. And you were always telling me you should stream something, but I was kind of I don't know if that's the best if people want that. People say hey, sometimes Gray should stream, but I don't really talk at all when I stream, and I just get so focused in the game. So I streamed Pokemon, and I don't know what people thought of that, but I had a really good time, just being so stoked about everything that was on screen, and it was just it was such a good game to stream for me. And it was a good way to like kind of come back to that, I guess. It was just so exciting. I hope the excitement was coming through the screen while I was playing that game whole way through. So it was very refreshing. I was a little conscious because like self-conscious because I wasn't keeping up with chat as much, but you're like, I want to practice just, feeding off chat too. So I try to I had the mindset of like, I'll try and let you pick up as much as possible. And so I think that was refreshing for people too.
Yeah, because I mean, like this whole year, it's been the same format. Like I would play and then I would pick up chat when I can, but you wouldn't read most of it kind of thing and pick that up. And so I didn't have any practice like you have had for the past year. And so I kind of wanted to, I guess, get in the mindset where if we were to, like, we would be able to switch off no issues and have no, I guess it would still be the same blue stream, even if we were in opposite chairs kind of thing. And so that's why I thought it was a good opportunity for you to practice what I usually do and for me to practice what you usually do to see if we can get kind of used to each other's roles, I suppose. Because I know you're not really used to playing a game and talking at the same time. Because I mean, I do face the whole like you get so focused that you forget to talk kind of thing. I still have that from time to time, but I think I'm getting a little bit better at trying to, I guess, manage that and better balance that. And so I thought it was a good opportunity for both of us to kind of learn what to do, I suppose, if the roles were switched. So
it must be weird because for a lot of people, it's not something you practice, I guess. It's something that you either have it or you don't. Like some people are just naturally amazing at it. And it's not always the people that are getting like thousands of views and stuff. There's people that don't get that many views, even maybe less than us, and I still watch their streams and I think, wow, this person's actually really good at what they do. But for us, yeah, just because in the nature of because we split it in half and that's just what we're used to, it's just a very different environment. So it's definitely something that I need to get used to if I want to keep doing this. Or if I want to keep streaming games. And I definitely, there's a part of me that kind of takes you for granted, I guess, in those situations where I'm like, I want to look at chat as much, but I'm like, but I want to focus on the game. This game is so sick. And then I just kind of like I feel kind of bad that I just kind of let you take the chat sometimes when I'm playing Pokemon, or like when I was playing Neo too.
I mean, that's what happens though, and that's why like I've come, I guess like it's a trust thing. Like I trust that when I'm really focused and like I just want to watch this cutscene in Death Stranding, I know that you're there to support me. So I hope that I was there for you when you were caught up in cutscenes for Pokemon 2. And so I was trying to do my best to make sure that you can focus on the game and I can talk with everyone. But I think it's especially difficult because like you and I, we both grew up playing games by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people, like especially people like my brother who grew up with Halo, and so he would play with his friends a lot, even over like he would be on call with friends and stuff. And so video game was a very multiplayer experience. But since you and I grew up playing RPGs, which is a very single player game, and there's
Japanese RPGs.
Yeah, Japanese RPGs, and there's like no multiplayer in it whatsoever. And so I think we're so used to just playing like video games was a time where you sat in front of your TV and you just basically blocked everything outside. And you were like everything was processed inside your brain. You would take in everything from the screen, and then of course you would play through it kind of thing. And so there wasn't much talking involved. And so we had to transition from not talking whatsoever during games to like, maybe voicing what you would have thought, about the game, but you would actually have to, talk or like, I guess, externalize everything. And so for us, especially for me, it's something I have to practice. Because there are times when like I'd be thinking like, oh, that's so cool that they did this, and then later I'd be like, oh wait, no, I should say that because I think people are interested in my thoughts. And so at the very beginning, that's why I think it was really difficult and I didn't talk very much, was because I would have all these thoughts about the game while I'm playing, but I didn't realize that I should be saying all these things. And I think I'm getting better at it now.
I think so.
But yeah, so I think that's what's so difficult, and that's what we mean by practice, is that Gray and I both have to kind of practice externalizing everything, because it used to be such an internal thing, which I think, in a way, I think it's kind of cool though, because yeah, it's something we've never done before, and it's really cool to know that there's so many people who are interested in experiencing this with us, and it's not you don't have to play it by yourself anymore.
Yeah, it's very like the whole idea of VC to do voice chat with somebody playing a game is so new to me, because I didn't play multiplayer like shooters or actually any game that involves that. And when we were growing up, yeah, we did have Pokemon where you have the cable and you know you can trade Pokemon and you can battle them and whatever. But it was no one really did that. Like people weren't really doing that in school. And maybe for if you had like a really rare Pokemon, you would trade, but that wasn't. People didn't go like head on battle, and I wasn't really part of that growing up. So I think for me, just the whole multiplayer aspect of gaming is just like maybe when I go to my friend's house, you know, like I didn't have everything was just so single player. So like Pokemon was a strictly single player experience for me. Actually, I had this one time when my friend said, "Hey, we should trade Pokemon," and so I traded with him. But I had a Japanese version, and he had a U.S. version where the cartridge is actually the color of the version of the Pokemon. Like in Japan, it's just the gray one with the sticker on it, but in America, the whole cartridge is like that color, so you can tell which one's American, which is not. Traded it, and it deleted my file, and not only that, it made it so I couldn't save anymore. And that was the end of my Pokemon Pikachu run.
Wait, what happened to his copy? Was he okay?
I don't know. I never talked to him after that.
Oh man, I hope his got corrupted too. So it's not just you who got the shitty end of the deal.
And it was like we were trading.
That sucks.
Yeah, we weren't even trading like Mews or anything like that. We were trading like fucking the like the fighting ones. The what I don't know what the English names are. The kicking one and the punching one. Ebiwara and Sawamura.
Yeah.
Because you can only get one. So like it was like stuff like that, and it just destroyed my whole game. Yeah. So and that was my first Pokemon game too.
Yeah.
So that's like the extent of it, and like to be able to share that this Pokemon now that I play like Final Fantasy 14 and it's really, this game is just so fun. Like the raids are super cool. Just seeing your friends show up doing a raid, you want to join them. And also the story, it's just such a cool game. Like all in all, cool game for me to be able to share with other people and to be able to. I thought like to be able to share what I would do, what I would catch, what I think about the Pokemon. Like I don't want the squirrel guy on my team. I want the bird guy. Like to be able to share those, like you said, the inner dialogue with people outside and people actually care is definitely new. Something that I had to get used to. But it was fucking awesome. And so I'm really, really glad I did that. And hopefully I can do that with more games in the future. Because I think my when I do gameplays, it's probably a little bit more low key than you. Because you're used to it and you're very conscious of everything. But I'm very just like laser focused on the game. And then if something happens in chat, I won't read it first. I'll probably hear you saying it and then feed off that, and then get into my like usual gray mode and then kind of interact kind of thing.
I think that's how I started off too. So if we keep doing this, you'll get to the point where you'll like me.
And then we can learn the actual mastery from Anu, how to be the ultimate streamer.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pokemon's really cool. I'm still thinking about it right now as we record this.
You'll probably play after we record this. Yeah.
So it's been really cool, and thank you for letting me do that.
Of course. I know a couple people were looking forward to your gameplay. So if we could find more games that you're really excited about, I think we should definitely do more great plays as well. And I think it'd be really cool if we could just keep switching off kind of thing.
Because like usually when I play games, I don't go into VC unless it's like 14 or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, this kind of, you know, if more people want to play Pokemon together, because you need other people in this game. So I think it's made me a lot more social in the gaming atmosphere. Because I'm very antisocial when it comes to playing games. And that's something I really realized, like how antisocial I was. So it was a way to like discover, because I was like, oh man, I'm actually nervous right now. I'm actually nervous when I first started off. So yeah, but it was really cool.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, right? So.
And the other game, the big game for you, was Death Stranding, right? This month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people said that a lot of people didn't like Pokemon, like the Reddit forums, you know.
Yeah.
But I think Death Stranding was definitely a lot more polarizing.
It was very polarizing.
But I have to say that our streams, it wasn't like totally like terrible in the sense that a lot of people were actually very curious and supportive about it all.
I think what I really liked was the fact that like people who were maybe on the fence of it came in and watched, and then they could decide whether to get it or not. And so I think I like the fact that I could be that kind of person for people, because I think it made it, and some, you know, if my gameplay can convince people to buy it, I think that's even cooler too.
Do you know what it is? It's the gameplay, of course, but it's also seeing someone so blatantly excited
to pick up packages. I know. Yeah.
just to see the spark in your eyes playing that game is it actually affects me too. When I see you really excited about something, it definitely brings up the mood, and I'm sure it's for people watching too. But for me, I can feed off that energy too, and it's just, even if I don't like the game, it's just an amazing experience for you to be like, yeah, let's go, like, you know, kind of like that, for the game, and just like, let's go get this, let's go get that, like, you know, get your hands off my shit, or like my bike, you know, stuff like that. And it's just, yeah, it was really cool. I make it sound like we finished playing that game, but
yeah, we're not done yet.
It's been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to play it off stream. You guys have no idea. But I think, regards to Death Stranding, I think it is a very mellow game, so it is fairly difficult to stream. I think that's one of the big things. Even though I do love it, and it's probably one of my favorite games this year, and I do want to keep playing it. And I mean, I'm so hyped about it that I'm thinking of going to the store that sells the Death Stranding merch tomorrow before open and lining up to get certain things. But oh yeah, and then the art book's coming out, so I have to pre-order that. So many things I want. But
you just, like, I was working today at home when I was working on the computer, and then all of a sudden I get a text from Blue. She's sitting half a step away from me, and I look at my phone. I'm like, what? And then she sends me the tweet of the store saying, hey, we restocked the hats and the keychains. And I just look up and she's just smiling. The biggest smile I've ever, like, she could have just told me. But
I know, but it's more exciting if you see it. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna be lining up tomorrow morning to get that, because I've already gone twice and they were sold out both times. So I don't want that happening again.
Yeah.
So
people reselling too.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's a whole different story. But yeah, so what I noticed with Death Stranding is there are, of course, parts where, I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, but of course the gameplay is very mellow. It's not the high. I mean, it's not very, I suppose, action based storyline. So I think it is difficult to, how would you say, like not necessarily keep up the energy, because I'm so excited, even though I'm walking through and I'm tripping over rocks. Like, it's still very exciting to me, but I think from people watching, they really are just watching somebody just walk through rocks. And so I think it's very different from what we've played before. And I think it's kind of a cool learning experience too, to do, not to stream different types of games, because we've always played ones that were, you know, of course RPGs, but there's always some kind of action going on, like every couple, like story or like text, or dialogue, I suppose. So that's something.
I'm sitting next to you, right? So I'm pretty much watching the game, right? And I'm watching you and your physical blue get excited, and it's really cool. And I'm watching this world, and it's like really, it's this like big world. It's very quiet. The music is fantastic. It's just like, but there's a point where you think like, oh, of course this is going to be boring for most people, because a lot of, I think for maybe not a lot, but for some people, they're there for with the anticipation that something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the battles aren't even battles. Like they're not like that's not the meat of the game in any way. Like the action part. So yeah, when people say, so is this a delivery game, UPS simulator game? For someone that's never going to play the game, yeah, it is. You know, like it really is. And I feel like the real meat of the game is building things, and it's helping people get to, you know, like building things, getting the likes, and it's like this whole like helping each other out aspect of it.
It's about helping other players, because what you're doing is you're building bridges that other people in their own game can use, and making it easier to cross a ledge that you would, if there was no bridge, you would have to climb down, physically put up a ladder, and then climb back up. Like you're making going from point A to point B easier for everyone else playing around you. And also you're delivering packages that maybe they dropped because they fell down a cliff, or you're delivering for people who maybe took on too many missions and they couldn't carry everything. And so you're helping each other make the game more like to deliver things more convenient, to get around more convenient. You leave bikes so other people can pick it up. You leave signs so people know like, okay, this is a really dangerous area. I got to be careful. Like you're basically taking a, like, you are part of their game. I don't think I've ever played a game like this before, in that aspect where you have a direct impact on someone else's game. And this is, I mean, and you're not even physically there. Like I'm not talking about like multiplayer and you heal them. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the fact that you have an impact on their surroundings, and you have such an impact on making their gameplay easier, or it makes their delivery time quicker, or just because you built this one bridge over a cliff. And like just like little tiny things that like you put down a ladder, and that another person might be able to use it, or they might think like, oh, okay, this person put a ladder here and they climbed up here, so this must be an easier path. Or like you're basically making a guidebook for everyone, is what I like to think of it as. Like you're part of the game development team trying to make that game for other people.
Make it complete.
Yeah. You're completing that game with other people. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah. I think it's really that's an experience the person with a controller definitely has.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really hard game to stream.
Because I think the people watching don't, I think they can't understand what's so good about it, because it's not a game to watch. It's a game to play. And I think it's like the whole, like watching it and playing it is so drastically different. Yeah. That I think that's why, it is difficult to stream, because if you don't have the controller and if you're not making those impacts in those, like in the game, then it is going to be boring, I think.
And it's like a new release game. It's like super hyped. And so a lot of people are interested, but maybe like a year, 2 years down the road, when it kind of like cools down, I don't know if people are going to be streaming it, because it is such I can tell that it's a very, you have to be playing it to really experience it full on. And it's, unless you're already interested, if you're on the fence and it's not about, and that's where your energy really helps that decision. Because when somebody's really excited about something, the initial thing is, oh, wait, why is she interested about something that sounds so bland? There must be something. And it's very pure. And that's where you're changing people's minds. Like if it was just no cam, no voice audio, and it was just the game, I don't think it would be so hard to kind of communicate what's so good about that game. I think.
I think so too.
And that's where, and that's why I think your energy is so important and is, because you want to talk about it. And you're like, hey, and like it's the same as my coworkers too. I mentioned Death Stranding, and they're just like, holy, like I don't even know where my time went, and I'm just helping out people, and it's like you just want to show it off to your friends, and it's just like it's so exciting if you see somebody in the game that you know and stuff like that. That he built this bridge, blah blah blah, and it's just one of those games that it's like it's probably not for watching, but it's for playing for sure. So I'm glad it's got the hype, and you got because if it probably didn't have that initial hype, you wouldn't have gotten the game, right? Because this is your first Kojima game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is my first Kojima game, and I mean, I think the trailers really got me first because it was so mysterious, and I really like the colors. I'm really drawn to a lot of games when it comes to like aesthetic. I tend to choose games based on aesthetics, and I don't think I'm alone, but I mean that's why I picked up Final Fantasy X all those years ago was because of the aesthetics. I like JRPGs because they are in the style that they are. And I think Death Stranding was one where it was so aesthetically pleasing, and because of the trailer and the fact that the trailers didn't show anything, that made me more interested because it was so mysterious and just like my brain just really wanted to know more about it because you didn't know really much about it. Like trailers didn't really show much, and then when people started like talking about how it's a delivery game, and all you do is just deliver packages, that was like wait, but there must be something about the game that makes it more than just a delivery game. And I think that's just like this is like each little piece that kept getting revealed pulled me in more because it was so creative, I suppose. Like it wasn't something I've heard of before. And it was just so weird and so new that I just really, really wanted to see what it was gonna be like or wanted to try it.
That's so, totally
I mean,
fair,
so it didn't at that point. It didn't matter if it was Kojima or not. But of course, the fact that it was made by Kojima was, I think, of course, there's a part of it because I know he's made other games before, and
that are very well received.
Yeah, well received. Even though I've never played it before, I figured he made his own company, and this is his first game. Like he must have something big planned, and so I think there was that too that helped me kind of decide to get it. And it turned out to be better than I imagined. So
I'm really glad. Yeah. So those are like the two big games that we've been playing this month for sure. So hopefully we can keep playing more. And I say you should play Death Stranding off stream too. It's probably a really long game. So
yeah, I want to do all the side quests.
Because I skipped a couple of gyms for the Pokemon streams.
Yeah.
Too. So like I think it's fine. Yeah. You should play it.
I think I will.
Yeah. So you want to get to the sub questions?
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you start us off?
Okay. First one comes from Deku. So did Gray want to become part of the stream in the beginning, or did you just want to support your dream, Blue, of being a Twitch streamer? How was the conversation like where you two came to the conclusion of Blue not working a proper job in doing Twitch? I mean, we've talked about this before, but I think you should take this one. Because it's like because the second part is how did you become?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we've mentioned this before, but I actually lost my job a year and a little bit ago. And so, yeah, I used to work in fashion and I kind of lost that job. And I was in a pretty bad slump, I suppose. Like I was in a dark place. But before that, my brother used to stream on Twitch a little bit, but we didn't really know about the platform. But I ended up getting a PS4 camera because I really wanted to try it just as a kind of a hobby thing on my days off. But I mean, my work was so hectic to the point I didn't really have the time to do that. And so it was unopened in our closet for a really long time. But as soon as I kind of, I had all the time in the world after I lost my job. So Gray was like, hey, you should just try it. Because he already bought the camera. It's sitting right there. Like, it might be good to take your mind off of what happened. And
it was the day you got fired.
Yeah. the day I got fired. Yeah. So yeah, he helped me kind of research how to do it. And we hooked it up and Oh man, what did we play? No, we didn't even play anything the first time because we didn't know how to set it up.
We tried to play Persona 5.
Yeah.
And then it like blocked it. And then
Yeah.
we're like, oh, we got because we weren't using OBS. We were just going straight from the PS4. And some games you just can't stream. They just block it out. And we're like, oh, what do we do?
So we ended up streaming from our phone because
Yep.
like, wait, how do we set this up? How do you set up OBS? How do you set up everything? And yeah, that's kind of how it started. Was getting help from everyone.
We said, let's just ask Twitch. Like let's just ask them how to do this. Like we can get it to go live, but I wonder if anyone can help us out.
Mm-hmm.
And then about me, it was because it was supposed to be it was Blues Project. I said, because she mentioned she wanted to do it at first, so I said I'll just sit on the side, not on camera, and then it'll probably get awkward if it's just you, right? Like because no one's gonna be there and you're gonna feel awkward. So let's just talk together, and then I'll just be off cam, and then it's kind of went into that. People were like, who's that? Who's the voice? And then it just became that, and then I definitely became. Somebody said, who is that? And since you were Blue, I had to think of a name, and I was like, oh, my name's Gray, and that's kind of like where my name comes from, I guess. And then
we tried it for a couple times, and then it seemed to be going fairly well in a good direction. So that's when Gray kind of stepped up, and he's like, hey, I'll support us for. We set like a time frame. He's like, I'll support us for the time being. So why don't we try it? Let's try and see where this thing takes us. And so that's how it started. Like we had no plans to make this into what it is now. Like I was planning on looking for another job after I got over being fired and everything. So it was kind of spur of the moment thing for sure, I think.
Yeah. And I was not going to have you go back to the same industry for the foreseeable future. So I just thought, fuck it. I can support us for about a year. And if it's just like nothing happens, then like, you can just find a job,
Mm-hmm.
But cause it's probably pretty easy for you to find a job if you like a part-time job if you wanted to in your situation. So I was like, go ahead, but just enjoy yourself. Like just let's just do it, and then here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Yep,
and we're able to pay off some bills and stuff like that. So I think it's going in a good direction.
We get chased by Yakuza here and there, but it's good. All right, next question comes from Mel.
Says, have you ever been put into an uncomfortable position at work or school, maybe even with friends? Don't need to answer if it's too private, but one example is knowing something is bad practice at work, but they make you do it anyways.
Recently, so my job is I translate things, and a lot of it is I do films, and I talked about this in VC when we were playing 14 one time, but I had to translate a German Mondo film, and a Mondo film is just really intense gore. We didn't know it was like an art house film, right? And then so we got this film, and these people were kind of high up in the within like the area of movie theaters, and they said, hey, can you put subtitles on this for the archive? And I was like, okay, sure. And then it was like a 90-minute full feature film with just like most ridiculous topics that I can't even say right now, but there's like shit, there's piss, there's just like a baby
Gore,
with
sexual stuff.
With a woman's reproductive system as a head. Like it's just like fucking insane. And I had to blast music out because we have to make sure that the audio fits the subtitles, and I had to do that in front of like 20 people, and then to do like a 90-minute film, it probably takes like a good week or two, and it was in German, so I didn't understand it. So I had to take the English script of it and then match it up and like listen to the sounds over and over and over again, and then match the Japanese subtitles. I was like, oh yeah, that kind of sounds like that. And sometimes German words, like it would have a little bit of something that sounds like English, so then I would use that as a hint. So I'm just watching this thing for like a week straight, 8 hours straight, and I hated that. And that was super embarrassing to do that. That's probably like my recently. That was like the worst thing that I had to do at work. How about you, Blue?
I think for me, it was probably when I was working in the fashion industry, and there were times when we would have like when I used to work in because I didn't work just in the shop, but I used to work with showrooms and stuff like that too. And there were times when clients would think that you're being nice because you like them, not because, it's work. And so there were times when, older men would think that I'm flirting with them, even though I'm just being friendly because they're a client. And so they would a lot of times put me in really awkward situations because they would be like, "Oh, hey, I have tickets to this one runway show." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure, we can go with my boss and stuff." He's like, "Oh no, 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 like we should just go together." And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, no, I'm actually gonna be busy," kind of thing. So it was just like, I guess those were the times when it would get really uncomfortable because some people just didn't understand that, I'm just doing my job. I actually don't really like you. You're just, my client. So I kind of have to be nice, but you're actually really creepy.
Who knew you were getting practice for Twitch before even starting Twitch?
So yeah, I think those were the most difficult because you can't really be outward and be like, hey, no, like, can you stop? You're being a creep. Because you do have to have some sort of like professionalism there. And so, of course, you can say no, but you have to be, you have to say that in a very nice way. And sometimes they don't really understand that I'm saying no because I'm not interested, not because I'm busy or like I have other things to do, kind of thing. And so they would like some were very persistent, and so they'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing today? What are you doing tomorrow?"
How do they take the hint? Like, where does that end?
They don't. They don't take the hint. Oh, so
a lot of times they text you to this day.
No, not to this day, not anymore. But no, I would actually have to talk to my boss about it, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll deal with it."
Oh my god! And then he gets banned into the shadow realm. Damn.
No, I mean my boss was, yeah, he was a good boss. He would always help me out because if he saw me like having to talk with the guy, he'd be like, "Oh," and then he would come over and he'd be like, "Hey, Blue, can you get this done for me?" And he kind of take over talking to that guy for me, kind of thing. So I would just end up having to do paperwork instead.
Well, that's nice though.
Yeah. So he was always there for me. So that was really good.
That nice. Must be embarrassing as hell though when it's actually happening.
Yeah. So I did have clients like that a lot, which really sucked. And then even in like the clothing stores too, I'd be like, "No, I'm just trying to sell you this T-shirt. I actually don't want to go on a date with you," kind of thing. So yeah. That's probably the most.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, I take the next one.
Yeah. Okay. Would you guys describe yourself as private people? If so, when you were making the decision to stream, how did you reconcile with the fact that if you blew up, you guys would basically be in the public eye a lot, including the possibility of being made into memes? What steps do you take to still keep your private lives a bit separate? And that question's from Glyden.
Thanks, Glyden. Would I a private person? That's hard to say. Like if somebody asked me out to get a drink, I'll go. I'm pretty just like if I'm not tired, I'll probably try to hang out as much as I can. But I don't really go out of my way to make friends as much. So it's a small group, but if they invite me, I'll probably go, kind of thing. To reconcile the fact that if you blew up, you guys would basically be in the public eye a lot. So the beginning of the stream, we had no idea that this many people already. Like I know it's not like huge blown up stream or whatever, but at this point we didn't expect even 5 people to watch us or like hang out. So it kind of just snowballed into what it is, and possibility of being made into memes. My whole high school life was that. So
I think we're already made into memes. So
from before, like my high school friend, the Twitch community that we have, there's actual guys from my high school. Like I haven't mentioned it, but I know that they like text me and they're like, "Oh, you're on Twitch," and they're on there sometimes watching me, and it's just like, yeah, this is just like high school. So I was always that guy anyways, so it's pretty comfortable in that sense.
And I think when it comes to the question about whether we're private, I think I'm going to answer for you. And yes, you are a private person. Because I don't think Glyden's talking about whether we're social or not. Because you are social in the sense where if someone invites you to go out, you will go out. But you are very, very difficult to try to get information from, if that makes sense. Like,
why do you make it sound like I'm hiding shit?
No, I don't mean like hiding, but I mean like if there's something, going on, you tend to bottle it up. And so, like, even to me, sometimes you don't like to talk about things. Like,
I'm very bad at doing that.
You like to sort it out in your head first. And so I feel like there are times when, like, if you don't, so you don't really like to share much, or maybe you want to, but maybe it's difficult for you. And so in that sense, I think you're a very private person because I don't think you're really confined in your friends either when you're having a hard time. So in that sense, I think you are a very private person.
There's no words. Like, that feeling of like, ugh. Like, there's no words for that. Yeah. So it's like, and it's not something I can explain in words. Like, it will never be what I'm feeling. So I'm just like, it's just a waste of your time to even try. So I just kind of just sit there and mope.
Yeah, but I think that's what I don't want you to do. So I just want you to tell me that it's blah. Even if the words are blah.
I'm just going to start screaming at the top of my head.
Like so I think in that sense, I think we're both very private in that we don't tend to share a lot of things that goes on in our heads.
Wait, in that sense, you're probably more open than I am.
Yeah.
Because you talk to me about everything. And
but the thing is, I'm very private when it comes to other people. Like, I'll tell you a lot of things because I know I want that to be our relationship where we can tell people each other something.
Is this couple counseling now? Gladys, what the fuck have you done, man?
So, but hey, you're getting a lot better. So
thank you. I'm trying. We had this. I'm trying to get better at that. I really am.
Yeah. So I think I have an easier time telling you things because I trust you a lot. And I'm not saying I don't trust my friends. It's just, to me, it's something like if it's something private, to me, my private circle, my private circle consists of you and me. And so what?
Wait, what do you mean your private circle?
As in, like, my inner thoughts, and like maybe I have some really like deep, dark shit that I don't want to tell my friends because I don't want them to, maybe they might feel like sorry for me, or I don't want to bombard them with really dark things that I'm going through. Okay,
that's what you mean. Okay, I thought you just meant you had no friends. And I'm like, that's not true.
No. I meant like, there's something, if there's something like really, I don't know, like hurtful or something very like dark that I'm going through, then I trust you when it comes to talking about it. But I don't want to, I guess, put that on my friends because I know they will be there for me. It's something I don't want to burden them with either.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm okay with burdening you with everything, but I meant like, and we go through everything together. And I feel like you're now an extension of myself. And I know that when I'm sad, it's very apparent and it affects the mood of the house. And so I want to try to be as clear as possible. And so, and I'm I trust you to go through it with me or help me get through it, kind of thing. And so, and that's not something I want to, I want my friends to do, because when I'm hanging out with friends, I want it to be a positive thing where I can just, I don't have to go through the dark stuff, because I just want to kind of have fun and forget about all that stuff and then deal with it later when I'm in my private time. And so I suppose in that sense, I'm not a very public person to other people.
Yeah, you're really good at that with when it comes to really just portraying your thoughts to me, and I really respect that. And it's not that, it's just really hard for me to do that because I just don't want to think about those bad thoughts. And I feel like if I verbalize it, I have to think about it. And so like, I'm definitely running away from those. And I'm just like, all right, let's do something else. It's kind of like my mindset. I mean, it never works because your method is the way to go, I think.
Because in the end, you're going to have to deal with it sometime. So I just like to get it over with. So if because I know that sooner I get over it, I can move on. Yeah. Because if I don't, then it's just going to keep going and going and going. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's why, hopefully I'm getting better at that.
You are,
these days, yeah. And what steps do you take to still keep your private lives a bit separate? I mean, honestly, I don't have a private life anymore. When I was living alone, of course, I had a lot of private time. But now it's just communal, and it's just getting used to that. And just it's been so comfortable that it, like, not only, I'm not even just talking about Blue, but I'm talking about, we have a dog. Once the dog comes in, like, even our privacy is gone. In any shape or form. Like, he'll open the toilet door and come sit on your lap. Like, he's like, and when you're taking a shower, he'll open the door, come in, and like, it's really just that whole idea of having that personal space. I think personal space is really important, but it's, if you can't share that, some sort of that personal space with somebody else, and I think you can. People that really like their personal, I think there's a certain extent where you can. It's just finding that person. So I guess it's, I don't know if you meant like private from the stream and us, like our normal selves, or just me and Blue in general. But I've just kind of accepted, and
I think it's
see the
learning
good
to
in it.
I think it's learning to realize that, not realize, but come to terms with the fact that your private space isn't a single person thing anymore. It becomes, whoever you're with, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so when you mean like, oh yeah, I want my private time, it's more like you and me as a private time, away from people, kind of thing, is what it becomes, and that's what you have to get used to. It's like, it's not a lonely thing anymore. There's always someone there, kind of thing.
And it's like, once, maybe like a month, maybe once every 2 months or something, I'll go out with friends that Blue's not friends with, so it'll just be us. And then that's also like a refreshing experience too, like just hanging out with your friends and stuff. And I think that's important to do that too. But just like, I don't really have because especially with the way our room is structured, it's just one big box, like with no, there's like one partition, but that's it for the bedroom area. It's not even a door, so it's like, and of course we have like bathroom and showers and stuff, but you're not gonna see me like scrunched up in the toilet like by myself, like just like trying to get my personal space kind of thing. So yeah, that's just kind of our living situation, and I've just become really comfortable with that.
And I think it's even more difficult because I don't work outside the house anymore, so I'm here all the time. As soon as you come home, I'm here. So you can't really get away from me.
I'm trying to run away from you. All right, next one. Will there be Team Isekai events in the future besides podcasting? Future plans to make the team bigger, or future goals for the team? Would Kuroken introduce Fighting Tuesday to the team, and or Blue Gray? Says Trav. Thanks, Trav.
Honestly, the future plans for Team Isekai isn't really our decision. It is.
I mean, we have a say,
the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, of course, we do have a say in it, but it's mostly just, it's something if the whole team wants to do something. And so for now, I think all we have is the podcast that's planned. But we are thinking of, like, I guess getting together, but I think that's also off stream stuff. So I'm not sure if we're gonna be doing anything anytime.
Yes, we
soon,
will.
yeah,
we will. We will definitely. We want to, and
yeah.
we will, because it's an awesome group of people, and we all live in Japan. How convenient! It's just right now, it's like everyone's really busy. People are busy. Okay.
Yeah, like especially during the holiday times. I think people, like, starting January, we can start planning more things. But for this year,
yeah,
I think
that wasn't to you, Trav, but that aggression. It was just like to just out in the world, just kind of like people are busy, and it's really hard to kind of like match everything up. I guess I think we're probably the least busy people, so we're always free. But and we people are just, because a lot of people don't, they stream, but they also have like modeling, or they do other jobs, the commentate for stuff, or school. Yeah, so it's really difficult. So it's really nice when we get to do these. But the thing about the Team Isekai is that Toph is very adamant about doing the podcast every month, and I think that's super important. Even if everyone can't show up, he has that determination, and I think everyone on the team, they try to make it to these podcasts because they're so fun, as much as we can. And I think that's really, really important. It's a really good starting point. And also the fact that our team is really small, so we know everybody. And that's also really nice too. So hopefully we can get bigger, because we really like everybody, and it's I think it's an honor for us to even be on this team.
Yeah.
In the first place, we want to make sure we don't want to be like the baggage of like the team. So we're gonna work hard. But yeah, for now, I think it's the podcast is kind of like. But we have a isekai Discord that we talk in and stuff like that too. So yeah, we're always keeping in touch, which is really nice. And then for Kuroken introducing Fighting Tuesday, dude, that'd be sick, man. We keep talking about doing Smash, and then he just smashing all of us. But I mean, I'm totally down to do that. Next one is from Blue and Take Odie's.
Oh, sure. So knowing the circumference of the sun and how many apples Johnny has, how long would it take to ship some Anu holy water to my house?
3 hours. 3 hours for me, 2 hours tops because Blue's part of Bridges now. So. Next one. Are you... Thank you, Odie. Next one is... okay. Toasty says, are you looking forward to Christmas? I know in Japan it's 100% commercial festival, but do you gift each year? Do you gift each other? My answer is yes. It's commercial festival, but I mean at this point, it's kind of like that. The festivity is always fun. I like the Christmas music. I like the Christmas decorations. I love the colors. I love lights, the food, the not just the KFC, okay, but like the
cake,
the cake. You know, even like the Starbucks gingerbread latte. I'm all about it. Too, okay, like yeah.
It's a great holiday.
The mood is really nice. Of good things. I really like the mood. Yeah, I'm not like I'd rather enjoy myself, you know. And I have good memories growing up on Christmas, so it's I think I definitely still have that, and like this Christmas specials on TV and stuff, and just the whole aesthetic. I love it. Do you gift? Yeah, we gift each other. We do gift each other. Sometimes we'll like be off, or like it'll be dinner or something like that. But yeah, for sure.
Or we get something together for us, like for the house or something too. So.
You take the next one.
Do we get a Santa Anu in December streams? I don't have a Santa outfit for him, but we do have a Christmas or like a winter theme outfit for him. So you will see something.
If we do see a Santa outfit, I'm copping that so fast.
We can get it, yeah. Or no, actually, I want a reindeer one. I think that'd be cute.
Oh yeah, that'd be
because he looks like a reindeer. Right? Right. So rice or noodles?
Oh,
I say rice.
I'm gonna go with rice. Yeah, I mean, I love ramen. I love noodles.
But rice is soba. Where it's at.
I can't live without rice.
Yeah. Beer or wine?
Beer.
Wine. Lemon sour sake or whiskey soda?
You take the two things that I drink and you're gonna put them against each other. Recently I've been into whiskey soda, but I gotta give it to lemon sour, man. The strong zeros all day, baby. Let's get it. How about you, Blue?
Neither.
I'm
not a big whiskey fan, and I'm not a big lemon fan, so I'll take my sours.
That's fair.
My fruity sours.
For if you go somewhere for the next holidays, where do you plan to travel? Where would you go?
Probably visit my parents. Might be good.
I'll go with you.
America, yeah.
And then I'll go with Blue.
Yep.
I haven't really like thought about where to go, like vacationing and stuff. It's
I don't know about vacation.
You know, it's gonna be me. If I go to America, I mean, I've been a couple times, but for such a short time and it's so long ago. If I go to America right now, it would be like me playing Pokemon for the first time. I'm like, oh, what?
Why is everything so big?
Oh my god, these portions. What's on number 3? Like on the menu. What is this? That's gonna be me. So it's gonna be a really cool time.
Fun.
Yeah, I would be so stoked about everything.
And then if you come with, you can meet my parents' dogs. They're so cute.
Yes, I've seen a bunch of pictures of them. So, Miso and Pompon. When do you start streaming Death Stranding again? I mean,
soon.
We talked about Death Stranding a lot. Hopefully soon. But she will be playing off stream too. Just because of the nature of the game, and maybe we might want to play other games. It might not be the best game to stream, so we'll see. In your teenage or childhood or teenage years, which celebrity did you have a crush?
Keanu Reeves.
So fast.
It hasn't changed, so.
I had a huge crush on Lucy Liu. I'm not gonna talk about it here, but I definitely had a crush. Okay, and she made a cameo in my dream once.
Oh wow!
And yeah. It was good. All right, next. All right. Okay. Do you like to live in this podcast is a mess, just saying. Do you like to live in Tokyo, or do you maybe want to move to a smaller city in Japan?
If we were to move somewhere smaller, then we'd probably go somewhere else, not Japan, I think. But I don't know. What about you?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I would probably, it would have to be a city. I don't think I could live on, especially with what we do. We need, like internet is very important. But I would be down to, if we do move, Fukuoka is amazing from what I've seen. Really good food. The city's really pretty. It's clean. It's a lot because it's not Tokyo. Everything isn't just like bunched up in a small space. It's actually spaced out. It's really spacious. The air is nice. The food's nice.
I mean, like even other big cities like Osaka or Kyoto or like Hiroshima would be nice too. I think.
Hiroshima's really, really nice. My dad's from there, so we go there to like my grandparents and stuff. But like that's a really nice area.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, probably outside of Japan, but if we do go in Japan, probably one of those areas will probably be my choice. So yeah, was that it? Was that the last question?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, I think we got through everything. If we missed something, sorry
Please
about that. Know. Yeah, and just before we end, I just want to give a shout out to Deku, Mel. We got Glyden, Trav, Odie, and Toasty. Thank you guys so much for all those questions. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but thank you guys so much. We'll be back for another at the end of the next month. We have another band podcast. Hopefully more good news to come. This is coming out on Friday the 22nd. This Sunday we'll be having our Isekai podcast hosted on yours truly, the Bluest channel. We have something fun planned. We've been planning it actually since the last Isekai. I had this idea, and Blue was like, oh, "That's really good." So we've been working on something. So hopefully that can go well.
Be there. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
If it doesn't go well, as Glyden mentioned, it's an opportunity for you guys to meme us. So it'll be good. So hopefully our fam, you guys will be there. We really love the support that you guys have been giving us with these, not just the Isekai podcast, but just with the streams lately. Thank you guys so much. The old timers, the newcomers, thank you guys so much. And we'll see you guys in the next band podcast. All right. All right. Bye-bye. Take care.